Many businesses in Naperville were vandalized during protests on Monday. In response, people put up paper hearts on the boarded up windows with messages like Black Lives Matter and Spread Love. And then earlier this week, a viral video showed some people tearing down those signs. We'll update on a violent arrest over the weekend at a Northwest Side mall. While it is still under investigation, Chicago's Police Oversight Agency made an unusual recommendation: put the officers involved on desk duty or temporarily relieve them of their policing powers. A warning, we're going to have a look at the video now. It is not an easy one. Indianapolis is moving to get rid of a controversial monument. It bears the names of Confederate prisoners of war. Some historians say it was erected in the early 20th century with the support of white supremacists. Governor Pritzker signed an executive order that will let schools open for limited in-person summer school classes.
Yep.
Up next, we are live with a new demand to change how police operate in Chicago schools. As the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis inspires calls for change around the country, some demonstrators in Chicago want police out of public schools. Here's Diane Pathieu. The dice are rolling again in Las Vegas as casinos reopen for the first time since the pandemic. This morning, the controversial demolition of a coal plant has resumed. We're going to hear from the family inside that car coming up in our next half hour. Have a look at those protests, a day and night of peaceful demonstrations in Chicago and the suburbs. George Floyd's family is preparing for another weekend memorial and his funeral in Texas next week. We're also getting new information about the investigation into his death in Minneapolis. We have ABC's Alex. Turns out the makeup business can yield a pretty penny. Catholic churches in Chicago will start to reopen for in-person Mass next weekend. Reservations will be required, and Cardinal Blaise Cupich explains why. What's old is again new in Illinois, the Illinois Medical District, that is. The old Cook County Hospital, once slated for demolition, is now transformed into 2 hotels and a medical office complex. Have a look here. It's beautiful on the outside, really pretty on the inside, too. That was Mark Rivera reporting. Now, artisans had to replace more than 4,400 pieces of terracotta on that front facade. And did you want to know the price tag for that, Terrell?
Hey, I'm sure it's expensive.
$140 million.
Beautifully done.